sorry that Sarah and Jim can't be here. We hope we're going to get better very soon. We want to thank Dana and Art so much for being here. Yeah. And all their staff. Okay. We're all very, very happy and delighted to be here to celebrate my father's 100th birthday. It's a little hard to put into words what a 100th birthday could mean, or even certainly to talk about my father at 100 years.
Yeah.
But I think we all feel that we're all very lucky, and that he's very lucky, and we're lucky that we're all together, and that's just wonderful. We want to thank people from coming such a long distance, from Italy, from Italia, from Argentina, from Canada, the whole world, and Brooklyn, New Jersey, and Woods Hole, and Shelburne Falls, and New York, So, since we're all from some very different countries and very different cultures, we all have different ways of saying happy birthday. But I just want to say that this has been a day that a lot of us have been looking forward to.
Yeah.
And we're really delighted that it's such a beautiful day, and it's even lighter with everybody here. And you just can feel the love in the room, which I think is very powerful. I also want to say a special happy birthday to Ken.
And Ramona.
And Ramona. And to Ramona. And may we all have very many more. So, congratulations. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday. Should we sing?
A hug, a hug. Many more hugs. So I know others too. Well, you like to start? Or how would you like to?
Yay!
You know,
Oh, you don't have to stand.
I'll try to stand up.
Oh, thanks.
Michael has said many of the very nice things that I would have liked to have said about all the visitors and the people who are wishing me and others happy birthday. So that's very nice. And I'm very warm towards our hosts.
Yay.
Who kept me alive for about 10 years.
Got another 10 years.
And then I got to thinking about what a birthday means. Now, actually, the idea of a birthday is a strange thing, because this isn't when we're really born. Any biologist really knows that you're about 9 months older than your birthday says. So that's something to think about. And in my case, it actually meant a great deal, and I think some of you will be a little bit surprised to hear about what happened around the birthdays in my family. Now, I was graduated from high school at the age of 15. And from college at 19, and had a PhD at something like the early 20s. And in those years, my brother grew up apparently 6 years later than I did. But the fact of the matter is that in terms of our lives at that point, I had achieved a great deal in a world such that I was not drafted during World War II. I had gotten to a place where I had a defense job. And my brother, who was apparently some 6 years younger, was drafted and fought in the Battle of the Bulge, an affair that really bothered him for the rest of his life. So he died just a few years ago in a pretty bad state. Now, that has led me to wonder about what my birthday was like. So I was presumably 6 years older than he was. But if one really thinks about it, I was really born about some 9 months earlier. And at that time, I was only 5. My mother, who had just become pregnant with my brother, now had the problem of what do you do with a second son? So you have to take care of a second son or a second child. And what do you do with the first child? So the first child was myself, and although I was only 5, she thought it would be a good idea to get me into school early. So I went at the age of 5, I now became 6 in elementary school. And in those same years, when she would go take the subway to the Bronx, you didn't pay fares if you were 4. So although I was 5, I was 4 on the subway. Okay, so I grew up 4 on the subway when I was 5, and 6 in school when I was 5. And the result of that was that I became trained and educated a couple of years before anybody else. And that had an effect. And now I think you'll understand that to that effect was that I was not drafted and my brother was drafted. So a birthday really is a pretty strange thing. And since there are a lot of second kids in our family, and a lot of these people around here now might have had a very different future if I hadn't gone through all of that. I think that's something that everybody would want to think about a little. Okay, so I do not think of this as a birthday. My birthday was a lot earlier.
It's a scientist.
Thank you for coming to my post-birthday.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Seymour.
Be here with you. Thanks for being you.
Yeah.
This is what I do. I just want to say that what we've seen today with your is a lot of your great-grandchildren who are curious about the world and who are thinking about lots of different things. And I know that that is a part of what you also have given to all of us. And I know that that's where part of it that's from in me. So I also want to thank you for that way of looking at things, that where there's a little bit of that in all of your children and grandchildren and great-grandchildren. May we all have as a life as full of curiosity and thoughtfulness as part of what you
I just like to say a little something. Since this is my only uncle that I have left, and this uncle of mine has been in my life for 76 years, and always a constant. He's always there for me, and anytime I call up, oh, Ellen, hi, and it's like so nice, and we crack jokes.
Yeah.
And, okay, bye-bye, call you next time. It's like fun, it's just so nice. So, here you go, Uncle.
Yeah.
Jane?
So I also want to say that I love being here, and you also. I mean, my childhood is peppered with memories of you as part of it. But I also want to say that I know my parents would love to be here with you. So, I am also a representative for them.
I miss them.
It's interesting that you should position the whole concept of birthdays as being not a fixed, like that you can think of it as the conception date, you can think of it as the day of, that the umbilical cord is cut, that it's a progressive stage. It's not a single event, but a continuum that continues to reverberate in our future, in our lives. And I think that a celebration like this is also an expression of an opportunity for us all to come and feel our connection, feel the love. I mean, I was saying to you, this is the 36th birthday I've had with Ellen as my partner, and that to be accepted and included in this family, and the day we spent yesterday, with different people one-on-one and Friday night and so on, that the opportunity to come together and celebrate is just such a beautiful thing. And so the day in some ways may be arbitrary, in some ways it reflects a historical fact, and yet it's that love and that coming together that something like this allows, which is just such a beautiful thing. So thank you, whether it was 9 months earlier or not. Thank you.
Over the years, many years, Elaine and Seymour enriched the lives of Al and me in many ways and helped us with many problems. So we have a lot of stories, and I'm just going to tell one short one. about a long time ago when we had young children, or teenage children really, and friends of ours, a couple of professors, had a son who was very studious, but he wasn't at all athletic. And we had a son who was athletic, but he wasn't studious, at least not enough in our estimation. So the other parents decided it would be a good idea for us to take their son to Woods Hole, and they would each influence each other. And so they wanted me to sign up this kid for every athletic thing there was, and there was a lot in Woods Hole. Tennis and rowing and sailing and all every manner of sport. And this boy, Shaul is his name, said, Ruth, I'll try everything once, but if I don't like it, I won't do it again. So he did try everything once. He hated everything. And that meant he was sitting in our house, a little cottage, a very small cottage, all day reading. And I had work to do in the house, and I could not do my work when I felt responsible for whoever was in the house. I needed them out of the house. So I was complaining to Elaine, as I was wont to do. And Elaine said, send him to Seymour. And that saved my summer because Seymour sat and talked with him at length and gave him advice which included the list of great books from the University of Chicago. So this boy went to the library and he read every book, and now he's a head of the Department of Philosophy at Harvard University. So thank you. Thank you.
That's great.
Thank you. But he's written a lot of books.
I just want to say happy birthday. And no, I just have a funny story. When Seymour, I mean, I have a million stories about Seymour, different things, but one in particular that was striking was Grandpa one time said, we were in New York, and he said, let's go out. So I said, okay, where are we going? And he said, we're going to where you work, to Pace University. I said, okay. So we went into the university, and we went, he said, what floor is the science department on? To the guard. And they said, 15th floor. So we went up to the 15th floor, and we walk in, and Grandpa says, follow me. Okay. So I'm following him. Okay. So we go through, and we go to this room. He knocks on the door, opens the door, and this man says, Seymour! What? And it was like unbelievable that he knew where we were going, what needed to happen. He said, so my granddaughter, she works here. This is her. I brought her here. He introduces me. He says, this is my granddaughter. She works here, and you're going to help her. Please help her. Help her with the person. And I was just like so amazed that it was so on point. And that's the thing with my grandfather. It's like, as everybody knows, but it's like unbelievable that he can be always so relevant to understand what's going on in people's lives, what they need, and be so sensitive to that, and to know exactly where to go and how to order a book for somebody when they need it. And I don't know, it's just, that's, you have many special attributes, but one is that you're always on point and relative to things that are going on, in touch with what's going on in people's lives. Yeah. He always asks me when I call him, the first thing, not how are you, he says, what country are you in?
Yeah, me too.
But it's true, it's not so clear which country I'm in. So it makes sense. Sometimes I'm like, what country am I in? I don't know. So anyway. Happy birthday. Seymour said, this is something very interesting to you, and he exposed me to this whole area in northern Pennsylvania yeah, that had to do with a subject that I was researching for my art, and I ended up doing a whole project about it.
Wasn't it something from France with?
Yeah, Marie Antoinette. So this was a connection between, you know, what he was reading historically and what I was doing, and so another example. But there are many, many examples. But thank you for remembering that one.
I just want to say that I'm very, very glad that Sue is here with us.
Yes.
Yeah, me too. Thank you, Sue. Yeah.
Sue is very important. And I'm happy to introduce my in-laws on this occasion.
Very good.
When I saw Dr. Cohen, he looks just like my grandfather. This is my grandfather. And don't you think he looks?
Yeah,
So
in the eyes.
The eyes. When I saw him, and I adored my papa. That's my grandpa. It's a terrible picture. It's already faded. I just told my mom to send something. Yes, I thought, oh my gosh, here he is. This is him.
That's amazing.
And he is him. And if he were, I think he'd be so much. Because he's so dear to me. But I just want you to know,
Oh, that's
ever
great.
since you walked into that door, I tell everybody,
There's my grandfather.
this is my Papa Max. And he's very special. So I have no other relationship with anybody like this. And I'm here for you all the time. I know everybody's always away, and they come down, but I'm here and you know that. Anything.
Thanks, Dean.
Happy birthday, dear Grandpa.
Now in Italian.
In Italian.
Compleanno a te. Compleanno felice.
Seymour. Yeah. Beautiful. Gotta blow out the candles, guys.
Oh yeah, the candle.
Hooray!
Yeah, you're back. I got a good photo. No, I'm kidding. I got the important photo.
Catherine.
Take care.
Yeah, she's really nice.
Dance. Ava. Dance. Oh, she wants to touch her. She's really into music. Yeah. That was
So good, so good. I got it, you.